In school, I would have described myself as a leader and also an achiever as well. A leader because I was always involved in different organizations. I always enjoyed doing something, being involved in something, always learning about something new or doing something new. Often, I always found myself taking on a leadership role. I enjoyed just being a part of things and making sure that things got done, that they were organized very well. I call myself an achiever because I always strive to get as close as I could to a 4.0, or just always to do my best. Who pushed me to be like that would always be my parents. They never accepted anything less than a B, and I would really be worried if I brought anything home to my parents less than a B. So I knew what they expected, and that was the expectations I held myself up to. Programs that I would say that helped me to be the good student or leader and achiever that I was would be programs such as the YMCA Black Achievers. It was a program that I went to every Saturday where we had different guest speakers to come speak to us about different things and different ideas and different issues that were going on in the community. We also did a lot of community service where we went out in the community and cleaned ditches and raked leaves and did things for senior citizens and went to the nursing homes. And also there were different clusters where we could learn about things for music or health or education or finance and different clusters like that. Also, the YMCA Black Achievers really helped me because every summer we would go on a college tour, and so I've been to Chicago with them and we did a South tour, and so I went to a lot of the Southern schools, a lot of the historically black colleges. So it just broadened my scope about the different opportunities that I could get into just beyond the small town in Southern Virginia that I was born and raised in. I learned about the Gates Millennium Scholarship from a special young man in my life who at that time was my high school sweetheart. He received the scholarship a year before I did, so he is a part of the Gates Millennium cohort class of 2007. After he received it in 2007, I applied in 2008 and I got it. My major was decided before I received the scholarship, but I think it was more solidified when I got it because my passion was education and baking and pastry arts, and I decided that I wanted to pursue my passion of baking and pastry arts. But my mother told me if I wanted to bake, I had to find some way to pay for it. So I did when I got the Gates Millennium Scholarship, so it just solidified my plans. So it really didn't change my decision or my major. However, after I received my associate's degree in baking and pastry arts, I still had 8 more years of funding, so I decided to transfer from Johnson & Wales and pursue my other passion, education, at Spelman College, where I was an English major. Leadership programs that I was involved in include the Alternative Spring Break that took place in Philadelphia and the Campus-Based Leaders Leadership Academy in Florida. I became a campus-based leader when I transferred to Spelman College. When I went to the freshman conference when I was at Johnson & Wales, I really loved meeting all the other scholars and having that family kind of atmosphere and environment. So it was something I was missing when I went back to Johnson & Wales because I was the only scholar in that area that I knew of. So when I transferred to Spelman College in Atlanta, I took advantage of having so many scholars in the same area with me. So I became a campus-based leader. I was selected, and I took on the missions and the goals that were set by the program with my co-president, Ashley Nelson, to have a community service, academic, and social event each month. And that was our goal for each month, to have 3 different events that the scholars could get together. I really enjoyed this experience because it helped me to just form strong bonds with all the other scholars, and also the other scholars that came in after me. They became my little babies and I took them in, and so now when I see them, it's just like reconnecting with my family. Leadership programs that I was involved in include the Alternative Spring Break that took place in Philadelphia and the Campus-Based Leaders Leadership Academy in Florida. I became a campus-based leader when I transferred to Spelman College. when I went to the freshman conference when I was at Johnson & Wales, I really loved meeting all the other scholars and having that family kind of atmosphere and environment. So it was something I was missing when I went back to Johnson & Wales, because I was the only scholar in that area that I knew of. So when I transferred to Spelman College in Atlanta, I took advantage of having so many scholars in the same area with me. So I became a campus-based leader. I was selected, and I took on the missions and the goals that were set by the program with my co-president, Ashley Nelson, to have a community service, academic, and social event each month. And that was our goal for each month, to have 3 different events that the scholars could get together. I really enjoyed this experience because it helped me to just form strong bonds with all the other scholars, and also the other scholars that came in after me. They became my little babies, and I took them in, and so now when I see them, it's just like reconnecting with my family. The alternative spring break in Philadelphia was definitely impactful in my life, specifically when we went to Overbrook High School and we talked to the students during their after-school program and just got to learn about them and the different talents and skills they had. And some of them even sung for us, rapped, recited some of their poetry. So it's really just nice to learn about the students and sit down and talk to them about what they were interested in and what their plans were for after they graduated from high school. This related to me in my career path because I am always passionate about students and their futures and what they want to do. That also related to my idea of philanthropy, because during my time at Spelman College, being in Atlanta, I worked for a nonprofit and also was an intern where I went out and talked to students about getting scholarships and what they need to do to start to plan for that, not just their senior year, but even at the end of their middle school year, and how they can be sure to get as much money and financial aid as they can so that they will be able to do anything that they wanted to do once they graduated from high school. Opportunities that I gained since becoming a Gates Millennium Scholar are endless and priceless. Most significantly, being able to attend any institution that I wanted to for 10 years is something that goes beyond measure and beyond words. Meeting people and having friends that have to worry about financial aid and how to stay in school for another semester is something that I've always seen and encountered, and there's never a day that, even now since I've graduated, I'm not thankful for having the opportunity to not have that burden on my back or on my mind each and every moment. Other opportunities include going to different places and traveling and getting to see other areas that I may have never been able to go to. Philadelphia so many times, to Northern Virginia for the freshman conference, to Florida. All these different things that I've been introduced to would not have been possible without the Gates Millennium Scholarship. Making the relationships that I now have friends that bonds were created by going to these different opportunities that were started by the program, and also just meeting and connecting with so many different significant and influential individuals from going to different events. All these things were made possible from the Gates Millennium Scholarship. What I would like people to know about the program is that it's more than just financial aid. It's more than just a scholarship. It is a program that will help you to just become a better person holistically, not just in your education, but in philanthropy, learning about yourself, meeting new people, striving to become a better person, because there's so many people and scholars around you. 1,000 out of 25,000 that are selected, you want to become better. You want to be like them. You want to know what you can do to help someone else, or what you can do to progress like the other scholar that you met at your freshman conference. You want to know what you can do to help that scholar that you've now created a bond with. So those are all things that the program offers you. The impact I've had on the community since becoming a Gates Millennium Scholar includes going back to my school and talking to other students about the Gates Millennium Scholarship and scholarships in general. I often speak at church to students about financial aid and how they can get prepared for college. The most memorable experience I have of my impact on the community happened when I was coming from the freshman conference as a campus-based leader, and I was at the airport getting my luggage, and another scholar that was a freshman asked, was my name Courtney? And I said yes, and she had said that I edited her essays over the Christmas break. And that was just very impactful to me because I finally actually got to see someone in hand that I had helped, and I was just glad that I could help her to become a scholar as well. Also, while interning and volunteering at a nonprofit to educate students about financial aid in the scholarship process, I also talked to students about the Gates Millennium Scholarship Program, and it was very helpful, I think, to them for me to have been someone to receive this scholarship so they could ask me questions about my process and how it was to go through it. So I think it made it more personable since I was someone that actually received the scholarship. In addition, each year the nonprofit would have a scholarship fair in Atlanta, so we would have different representatives come from each scholarship, and the students would be able to talk to them about what they were looking for their scholarship, the eligibility and the criteria for the scholarships. And as a part of me being a Gates Millennium Scholar, I would have students come from the Atlanta University Center, which included Morehouse, Spelman, Clark, Atlanta, and come with me to the scholarship fair. We would edit and revise scholarships on site there with the students in their essays to talk to them about what they were including and how they could make it better to make sure that they became a Gates Millennium Scholar. My plans in the next 5 years include to continue to be a part of the Gates Millennium Scholarship Program, specifically since I am an alumni now. We are currently starting up a chapter in the DC area, so I am always looking forward to ways to be involved in that, as well as different community service or social events that we may do together just to continue to stay in contact with different scholars.